Hello guys, I'm Prasi and today we are gonna see a story of Tom Thumb. Now let's get into the story. Once upon a time there lived a giant. One day he picked up a quarrel with the wizard. The wizard warned him, "Get lost or I shall punish you." "Ha, in no way can you punish me. Don't you see my size? I'm big. I can crush you under my thumb if I want to," laughed the giant. The wizard got angry. He instantly raised his hands and chanted some verses. Then he said, "May you get a son who would never grow any taller than a thumb." And thus casting this spell, the wizard went his way. And in time, the wizard's words came true. The giant's wife gave birth to a son, but the boy could barely reach the size of a human thumb. He was named Tom Thumb. Tom's parents could hardly find him, and the tiny boy would prefer to be with the tiny creatures in the garden. He would ride on the snail's back and dance with the bugs. All the time he would be in the world of little things. One day, Tom Thumb thought, "It has been days since I met my friend the frog." The frog lived on the other side of the pond. So the little boy borrowed a leaf to cross the pond. But he was unaware of the danger awaiting him in deep down the water. Hardly did Tom reach the middle of the pond when a fish swallowed him. The poor boy cried as he went down inside the fish belly. Now, it so happened that a fisherman had cast his net in the pond. The fish that swallowed Tom got caught in fisherman's net. "Ah, what a good catch, and big too. I shall sell it to the king's cook and get a handsome reward," thought the fisherman. He went to the palace and sold the fish to the royal cook. "The king shall be delighted tonight at dinner," smiled the royal cook as he prepared to slice the fish. But just as he chopped the fish, something popped out of its belly that made the cook scream. "What's that?" And it was Tom Thumb. The tiny boy stood in front of the startled cook. "Who are you, and what shall I do with you?" asked the cook. "Do whatever, sir, but please don't kill me," squeaked Tom. The cook took pity on Tom Thumb and decided to make him a page boy. "I have an idea," thought the cook. The next day, the king was gonna have some royal guests at the palace, and he had ordered the cook to make some good snacks. Soon the cook baked a castle-shaped cake and hid Tom inside it. When the cake was placed on the royal dining table, it looked tempting. "Yum, that looks delicious," said the king and his guests. As soon as the king was about to take a slice of the cake, Tom marched out of the castle gate in all his magnificence. Amazing, the guests clapped in joy. Seeing his guests being entertained in a unique way, the king was glad too. He soon made Tom Thumb his page boy. Tom now enjoyed all the royal luxuries. He had a white mouse for a mount, a golden pin for a sword, and he was allowed to dine with the king. Tom's days were happy and nights peaceful. but he was unaware that he had unknowingly invited trouble for himself in the form of an enemy. And that budding enemy was the king's pet cat. Engrossed in Tom Thumb's winning ways, the king had almost forgotten his pet cat. I have to do something to put this Tom away, thought the angry cat. Out in the garden, she sat by the bushes weaving a wicked plan. Inside the palace, Tom Thumb continued hovering around the king, amusing him with his funny traits. In the afternoon, when the king went to take a nap, Tom stepped out to feel some fresh air in the garden, and the cat was just waiting for this opportunity. She saw Tom Thumb mounted on his white mouse coming that side. Hiding in the bushes, the cat rubbed her sharp claws and got set. As soon as Tom neared the bush, the cat pounced on him. Meow! She cried in rage. Tom was very brave. He whipped out his gold pin and charged back at the cat. Sensing the danger, the cat fled away from there. She went into the palace, into the king's chamber. "What happened to you? Why are you gasping?" asked the king when he saw his pet cat running for life. There in the garden, O king," the cat pretended to be frightened. "What's there in the garden?" "Tell me properly," asked the king, gently patting her head. The cat replied in a broken voice that Tom Thumb, the royal page boy, he has attacked me. "What? I can't believe this," the king at once frowned. "Believe me, Your Highness, he is not what he pretends to be. He has all sorts of wicked plans. Please don't get blinded by his sweet ways," mewed the cat. "But how can you be so sure?" argued the king. "I saw him picking some wild mushrooms in the garden. He has plans to put those poisonous mushrooms in your omelette, O king." "Be on your guard," lied the cat crookedly. "Let me find out the truth first," thought the king. He instantly ordered Tom to be brought before him and searched. The soldiers brought Tom to the royal court. Meanwhile, the wicked cat had hidden some wild mushrooms under the saddle of Tom's white mouse. "Here it is, Your Highness," cried the soldiers when they found the wild mushrooms under the saddle. "The cat is right," thought the king, and ordered Tom to be thrown into prison. Tom was confused and sad, but he couldn't do anything. Now days became difficult and nights miserable. Then one night a big moth came flying into the room where Tom was imprisoned. "Help! Let me out!" cried Tom. The kind moth took pity on Tom Thumb. "Come on, friend, I will take you to the place where all are tiny like you," said the moth, and he carried him away to the butterfly kingdom. "Welcome, new friend," smiled the colorful butterflies, and Tom smiled back at them. His days were happy again. Hope you all enjoyed this Tom Thumb story. Thank you for watching my story, guys. See you again in another video. Bye bye. This is Prasi signing off from you.